I believe in the right timing for me. So even if things aren't working out for me as quickly as I would want them to, I know within the right time, I'm going to receive the relationship that I'm supposed to be in. So I'm not doing the most with like putting out an ad. Cause to be honest, like if I went online and I saw that a woman had posted an ad for a husband or whatever, it just gives desperate to me. And that sounds bad, but that's just how I look at it. And if I was also to do that, I would also think that there would be a lot of men that would look at the ad and have the same thought, like, wow, this woman put out an ad to find a husband, like that's pretty desperate. There are men that would like running at the chance to like, approach that woman and try to be the husband, but I'm sure that there's another percent of people that would be like, that is weird as hell. I'm just that percent of people.
One, pride will leave you homeless. Pride will leave you lonely. I feel like there's a lot of women, I won't say just women, there are a lot of people that are worried about this whole shame thing. And it's just a figment of your imagination because fear is not real. All right. And you can't worry about what other people think because at the end of the day, again, Netflix only has so many shows. You can only eat so much ice cream by yourself. You can only worry about your other friend's relationship. You can only go to so many weddings by yourself. You could always only be a third wheel for so long. When is it time to invest in like what you want for yourself?
But I think that that's a problem if you are doing all of those things. Some people are happily single waiting for their right relationship. Like I'm not sitting at home crying, eating ice cream.
I didn't say anything about tears.
That I have to go to weddings alone. Like
But you
I don't
understand.
know, but that's not what single looks like for everyone. So some people aren't as desperate to get out there and put out an ad for a husband.
But you calling it desperation though. It may not be desperation. That may be your effort because again, she was tired of the dating apps. So she's literally saying, okay, I've exhausted my options. I've seen what's in this app. I would like to put out an ad and whoever's got the database, like a matchmaker or so, that matches my qualifications and please get back to me. That way you save yourself a lot of time. And again, I know you're in your 20s.
Maybe, I was about to say, maybe that person doesn't have that much time.
Hope
maybe they are in like
strategy.
we
hope
have
is strategy.
we have the age of this person because maybe they are an older person and that's why they have exhausted all other options. But yes, me as a 27-year-old woman,
Mhm.
I'm not that's not an option for me. I don't.
Can I interject if you don't mind?
Yeah.
I think that's what's missing. Rome is speaking from a place of like women who want marriage and are likely satisfied in all the other areas in their life, but and they are waiting, but that's what they're still seeking,
Mhm.
And
Missing, craving.
yeah, and as opposed to just waiting, it's like why would you not invest?
Control your destiny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's right. Invest in what it is you really want because it's very tiring. Think about it. When you're older, I'll say past like 32, like to be out at the happy hour, to meet people, like it's expensive. And it's just a lot. You know what I mean? Like you can just go home and go to sleep.
Mhm.
So if you put the ad out, you can stay home in your bed and relax and then just wait for the flow of people to come in. I mean, it's probably working smarter, not harder.
Yep.
But I'm looking at that from someone not in my 20s.
Mhm.
And I think that's what the
And I'm not saying
That's where the disconnect is.
Yeah.
Obviously,
my timeline has so many women saying, "I've done the right thing. I have a 6-figure job. I've got what's someone with an M? I got a master's degree
With the
and
I got one of them.
learning moment.
but they say this and they say, I just want someone to share my life with. They're not even saying I want a husband. anymore. They've even changed their language. I just want somebody to share.
At this point, it's better to just share your life. Don't get married.
They're not even looking for a husband. They're saying like,
keep your assets to yourself.
And I think
companionship. Yeah.
And
But you 20.
I believe.
Live on that hope, girl.
I believe this, right? I believe,
but it's just sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Let me get this out before he gets away with that comment and that slick grin that he just did. Because you're saying that to me as if waiting on hope is wrong. Like, no, I am young enough to feel like what's for me will eventually come for me.
Mm-hmm.
I am not interested in putting out an ad at this time of my life.
You don't need to. You're in your 20s. You're bad. Look at your body. You look at your face. You got everything going for you.
Where's his camera?
She's beautiful.
But you want to be married and with a kid.
No. That's my ad.
Wait, but listen. Amanda, you actually, most women your age don't want to be married at this age. That's the thing. You at this age, you actually want to be married and with a kid. Most women don't.
I would like to be married. Not
with a kid.
I would like
don't
a kid.
Don't set up here and lie now. You done told us this.
Okay, what I said was I want to be kid. That's what I said.
Oh, you don't want to be married? You just want a kid?
No, I do want to be married. But
I know donors.
No, but to be honest, I've never really been one to be like, I gotta get married first and then I have to have a baby. And like,
okay,
honestly,
we on something else.
If I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant.
Let me.
Oh shit.
What and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of gathered this. You said something and it really triggered a thought, and I realized that you can't be happily single and happily married, or you can't be happily single and expect for that to transition to happily married. Because when you're happily single, you're selfish. You're only caring about you. You only think about what your desires are. You don't have to consider nothing outside of you. So when you're happily single, you can't even seek marriage.
It's hard.
You can't even see if somebody is fit to be your actual spouse. So the problem is when you get to that point in your life, it could be 27, it could be 40, it could be 50. When you get to that point in your life, it's like, well, guess what? I am no longer happily single. Mm-hmm. Now I want and desire and need a marriage to feel fulfilled in my life. So it could be a time thing, but I just think it's a maturity thing.
But I think that that's different for people who want to date intentionally, because you can meet someone and you can like them, and then suddenly your whole perspective changed. Yeah, you were happily single and you were selfish and you didn't have to think about anybody, but you like this person and you're starting to love this person so much that you're changing your ideas. And yeah, you want to do this for this person and you're changing your ideas for this person. So it's a little different because your mindset does change when you start to love someone. And that's that genuine kind of like love transaction that'll get you from being happily single to being happily in a relationship.
But you know what happens and why most relationships fail? Because then you get to that point where there's obstacles. You get to that point where having a relationship is tough, it's hard, and it's work. And the first thing you think about is, I was happily single. I don't need to deal with this. I don't have to settle for this. And now that relationship and the work for that relationship now becomes beneath you because you trigger and think back to when you were happily alone. So you're never going to put your best foot forward in the roughest times. For people that think that a relationship, especially a marriage, is going to be peaches and cream, sunshines and rainbows, and no adversity.
That's a different conversation because when you're in a relationship, period, you always have
peanut gallery.
You do have to decide what's worth it and what's not, because not everyone is going to revert back to the idea of, oh yeah, I was happily single, so I can go right back to doing what I was doing before. Not everyone's going to say that. Is this person and the trials and tribulations and the obstacles worth what we have? Some people will agree that it is and keep forward. And some people would just be like, okay, fuck it. I'm not a relationship person, so I'm just going to go back to being happily single.
I heard somebody say, right? This is real. I heard somebody say, because they were dating somebody.
Who's this somebody?
I was about to say, are you talking about
it's real?
No.
Like, who are you talking about?
It's real, but we don't know who the person is.
I ain't gonna put their name out there, but they were dating somebody for 1 year, and they were going through it for like the last, let's say, 2 months, right, prior to. They said, I don't need to deal with this shit, right? This is real, right? Reality for most people. You get to that 1 year mark, you start having issues. You start thinking, if I'm having issues at 9 months or 10 months, I'm gonna have issues for the rest of my life. That's not necessarily true.
Right.
And the problem is, you go like a relationship, that relationship within 1 year period is still fresh enough where you can remember all the fun you had when you were single, all the trips you took without any issues, all the times you had girls trips and there was nobody saying, nah, I don't want you to go. I don't feel comfortable with you going X, Y, and Z. You can think back so close.
Yeah.
It's damn near like
It's recent.
what the hell? Like, so the problem is like when you are, and I think happily single is really what I'm focused on, is because I'm not saying people who are single and, you know, actively looking for a relationship or just chilling, but you're embracing being single. You have pride being single. It's hard for you to turn that switch off because literally you go from being a flying eagle and then your wings get clipped a little bit and now you're just walking around like a chicken. Right?
Yeah. And now we ate you.
Yeah.
You at the Popeyes.
And you mad at the person that clipped your wing.
Happily
I'm be honest. Go ahead.
Happily single comes off as I'm super independent, and this is like my way of saying, oh, it's just me. It's just about me. It's just about me. And if that's what you want, then a relationship may not even be for you.
At that point,
Yeah.
I think once you get to that point,
I said you make the decision to decide whether the relationship is worth it, and you continue to fight for and move on.
no,
with the
but he's
relationship.
saying,
or you're just relationships aren't for me.
but that's not what he's saying.
I know,
He's
but
saying you
that's
don't
what
even
I said.
enter the relationship.
Yeah, you're never
not even
fully in it.
concerned. Or you're not even concerned with it.
I'm abiding by the
Yeah.
rules of our relationship.
Thank you. That you literally
Obedient to the
said
rules,
what
not
I was
the
about to say.
partner.
It's whatever stipulations and rules of our relationship. Yes, if we've agreed to this, then yes, we have to abide and be obedient to those rules. That's it. You literally took the words out of my mouth. You were perfect
Guidelines.
with that.